Hey everybody, I just got my entire Good and the Beautiful curriculum in today, and I've held off opening it for this video. I really wanted to just dive into it, but wanted to kind of hold off and let you all see what we got as well. You want to say hi?
Hi.
You just got out of the pool. All right, you want to go swim again? Okay, go swim. Have fun.
I want to be in this video.
You want to be in the video? Okay. She's going to help tell you about it too then. So I'm just going to jump right in. I'm not going to wait for people to get on because you can see the replay if you want. But I cut the box open earlier, but I have not looked into it yet. So what we ordered from the Good and the Beautiful is the kindergarten set, everything except for the math. And for my oldest child, I ordered the language art. Well, again, for him, everything except for the math. And he's 5th grade, so it's 5th grade level items. And if you haven't heard of the Good and the Beautiful yet, they are a fairly new curriculum company. I think they're about 3 years old. Here, do you want the bubble wrap? Take the bubbles? Here you go. You can have more bubble wrap. All right, y'all go play. And I think they're about 3 years old, and they have gained some very good rapport lately, especially, well, among homeschool moms, but there are a lot of blogging homeschool moms who use this curriculum as well, and they seem to really love it, and it looks excellent, and I'm really excited to give it a try. So, let me get this bubble wrap out, and we'll start going through the box. Okay, so the first thing that we'll look at is the history. Okay, so this is the History Year 1 course book. This history curriculum is made to be done family style. So that means that I'll be able to do this same history course with my 10-year-old and my 4-year-old at the same time. So we'll go through each of these lessons together, family style at the table. Just kind of flipping through real quick. I haven't really looked through it yet either. So we'll go through the course book for history at our table together. My youngest child, who's almost 2, she'll be in there with us as well. She obviously won't learn everything right away, but she'll be introduced a little bit. And then each child has their own set of worksheets for the history, and that comes in a PDF download. So each year as you move up, you'll still have those same downloads so that you can download and print whatever year you need for your kids as you go. So this can be used all throughout. However many kids you have, you can continue using it throughout all of your kids. And I think that there are 4 years of history, so you can kind of keep rotating through those so that they really pick up and master all of the material in there. Okay, and then history also has this. This is Keys of History, and on the back it says the Keys of History game helps children review key information about key historical figures and events in a fun way. Review is a vital part of learning. This game also helps to add variety and family or class interaction. Delilah. The Good and the Beautiful Year 1 history course will indicate when to play this game at different points throughout the course. In addition, it is suggested and directed in the course book for you to play this game occasionally during the Year 2, Year 3, and Year 4 history courses. Again, providing a wonderful review of key information learned in the Year 1 course. So this game also can be used each year that you use the Good and the Beautiful curriculum. Let's see. Let me make sure that was all of the history. No. There's another history book. Okay, so this is the big book of history stories. It has really pretty artwork. I know that just from the samples that I saw online. These are glossy, high quality pages. and they just tell different stories of popular people in history. I'm trying to see if there's a good intro that I can read for you. Nope, it just jumps right in. Let's flip through for just a second. And it ties in Bible stories. This curriculum is not strictly a religious curriculum, but it does mention Christianity here and there throughout. And like right here, you have the story of Joseph. So historical figure, also big biblical figure, and it goes through and tells his story. Lightning bugs. Here's King Arthur. So it goes through all of these different stories of different historical figures. Okay, so that's history. Then science. This is something that I'm really excited about. Their science units, they offer multiple different units that you can choose from. They don't have to be done in any certain order unless you do an intro to something unit. Then obviously you need to do the intro before the main unit. So we chose Intro to Energy, that I think all of my kids will really enjoy. My oldest child is very interested in engineering and mathematics and science. He's very geared toward those type things, and energy interests him a lot. So I haven't opened this pack yet. It does not come spiral bound, and there's a reason for that. Within here, you'll find a couple of different mini books and cards that will need to be cut out. And if they already had it spiral bound for you, then you wouldn't be able to cut those out the way that you need to. So they send it like this so that you can cut out the things that you need, and then you can spiral bound it yourself if you want, or you can put it in a binder, which is probably what I'll do for this year. And then if we keep it for multiple years, I'll have it bound. All right. Then we also have language arts. And there are a couple of different things that go with this. So, this is the Level K primer, which is what I'm doing for my 4-year-old. She tested out of the pre-K level, so we moved her on up to the kindergarten primer. So this is spiral bound at the top, and let's see what's inside. So each page has these beautiful color images that can help to keep the attention of your kids. See those? Like this one says, choose a pet cat. It says, read to the child and have the child complete the instructions. Animals can bring us a lot of joy. Let's imagine that you get to choose one of the cats on this page to have as a pet. First, we will learn the pet's names. For each cat, point to the first letter in its name and say the sound the letter makes. I will tell you the name of the cat. So then you'll point to one of these cats, and your child will say the letter and the sound that the name starts with. So she would say T, and then you would tell her the name and move on from there. So you want to see, Mom? You want to see? See, she's excited about them. Let's not get the books wet though. Okay, be careful. So that's really neat. And like I said, these just came in the mail, so I haven't used them yet. So I can't tell you just a whole lot about them, but I just want to show you the basics, and then we'll do more videos throughout the year. So the Level K primer also comes with my first reading book. And it just has these little pages with 2-letter sentences and some nice high quality art. So I dig, I sit, and let's see, Tad. So you can see the cat ran. So just the 2- and 3-letter sentences, just to help your child learn to read and to associate pictures with words. Okay, and then we also have language arts for my older child. We have the Level 2 course book. Like I said, he's in 5th grade, but these books do not correspond to grade levels. They have pre-tests for you to check to see where you need to place your child. And like I said, he is more geared toward math and science, and he's not as interested in reading and spelling and grammar. So it takes a little bit longer for him to pick up on those things because it doesn't come as naturally to him. So we stayed back on level 2 just because we're not totally, sure what all this course will cover. And if he goes through it really quickly, then we'll just move on to the next course. No big deal. So this course book is pretty large. It's supposed to be really comprehensive over spelling, reading, grammar, all of your language arts skills. It says in the at a glance, it has phonics and reading. Let me help her. Okay, let's walk this way. Here. There's one up here. She's been in the pool too. All right. So it has phonics and reading, grammar, usage, and punctuation, literature, spelling and writing, art, and geography. So it covers all of those within this curriculum. This also has some really pretty artwork throughout the book. And it's just really pretty. I like it. Okay. Trying to find a good spot to show you. I'm gonna get all wrapped up in it. We're gonna end up starting school before August, just so I can get into this. Okay. So, just for example, here's a short story, lesson 88, The Hill. It has that little picture to go along with the story. And it gives you an excerpt out of the story, and then it tells you what they want you to do with that story. So this one has reading practice. Have the child read the following poem. So there's a poem that follows it that's called I Heard a Bird Sing. So they'll read that, and then they move on to poetry, phonogram preview. Like I said, I'm just trying to kind of show you little bits and pieces here because I haven't been through it yet either. So that's the course book for Level 2 Language Arts. Level 2 Language Arts also comes with the Level 2 Reader. So this is just a book that has multiple little short stories in it, also with some nice artwork. So the first one is Polly at School. And it's just made to help your kids ease into reading a little bit more, especially if they're like mine and they're a little bit reluctant. They're more likely to follow short stories that are spaced like this a little bit better. So I like that for where we are. We have a couple more things. There is the Level 2 Course Companion for Language Arts. It looks like that has a checklist for things that you can do. And it just has like some extra activities for your language arts course. Oh, and there's more for language arts. There's phonics cards. These are very similar to what we used with All About Reading. If you've read my post that includes All About Reading, you'll see what those are about. I haven't opened this, you can see, but there are sheets in here that have different cards that you cut out that have the different phonetic sounds on them, and they're used kind of like flashcards just to help your kids memorize the different sounds that different letters and letter groups can make. All right, we have 3 more books here. We have Level 1 Handwriting. This is for my 4-year-old. She's going to start this year. It is spiral bound at the top, so you can flip it over like this, and the front page is like a laminated cardstock, I guess. You're all right.
No, Papa, you touched me and there.
Oh well, I'll talk to him in just a minute, okay? Thank you, baby. All right. Get on in here. So handwriting, they have, I think it's 4 different levels of handwriting. This one is just introducing kids to writing their letters and numbers and the direction that they need to go with their writing, things like that. And in the later levels, it moves on into cursive and more advanced things. So like this is the first page of the handwriting. So just doing their basic letters. Let's flip on toward the middle. Yeah, so as you get closer to the middle, they practice their letters and they draw and color some pictures. And then at the back, they start to write sentences. Like here's, I love you. God loves me. So I think this will be really good for her in K4. All right, and then for my son, we have the Typing 2 notebook. So this will guide him through a typing course. I put him in Typing 2 because he already has some typing experience and kind of knows how the keyboard works and things like that. So this level will go on a little bit farther and elaborate on what he already knows. I have lightning bugs everywhere. All right, so it starts off with parts of a PC keyboard, and it will tell you, it'll help them to understand, you know, where everything's located and why it's located there. Let's look at some of these lessons. Okay, lesson 8. It says type the following sentences. Use the correct finger to press the comma key. So they would type these and use a specific finger to press the comma.
Baby, it's done with the towel.
Okay, thank you. I'll go get her. Ridley, come here, baby. All right, so that is the typing book. And the very last one is the nature notebook. Okay. The nature notebook. So, bugs and kids are everywhere. I'm sorry. All right, so in the front of the nature notebook, there's an About Me section where they can draw pictures and tell a few little things about themselves. Most of the things on this page involve nature. So my favorite thing in nature, my favorite animal, favorite season, favorite place, things like that. And then it gives them different nature prompts. So describe it. Describe 2 or more things about nature that you love during winter using descriptive words and sensory language. Touch, sound, sight, and smell. Free study. Observe, write about, and illustrate anything about nature that you would like. She's trying to get in with the cows. I have to keep a check on her. Flower parts. So then they look at the label of the flower and then find a flower, illustrate it, and label at least 3 parts of the flower. Collect and press flowers of different types. Tape or glue them on this page. So it's just a good collection of nature type prompts. We tried doing a nature notebook last year. That was just a blank notebook, and I would kind of guide him and tell him things to do, but I couldn't come up with something new consistently that really grasped his attention. So I really liked the idea of a book that has the pre-made prompts in it. And all of these things are gorgeous. I love that they are pretty and they make me feel good when I'm using them. They're not just good material, they're pretty to look at, and if I leave them sitting out in our schoolroom, I'm not bothered by seeing them sitting out. And this is our entire curriculum for the year for 2 kids except for their math. Their math is teaching textbooks and math lessons for a living education, and I'll show you those later. But this is everything else for 2 kids, and I feel like that's pretty minimal, and I like to keep things minimal in our house if I can, to try to keep things in order and just to help us live a little bit more simply. So having a comprehensive curriculum in fewer books is really important to me, and I feel like this curriculum really accomplishes that. I'm going to stack them all up so that you can see how many things we have here. Alright, so I'm going to flip you. We're out here on the play kitchen, so ignore the cat. But that stack is for the entire year for 2 kids. And that's crazy to me. That's just a few books. Usually we use My Father's World, and I really enjoy My Father's World, but it has so many books, and it kind of just became cumbersome for me, and that's one of the reasons that I made the switch. And I really think that I'm going to enjoy this, and I linked to the Good and the Beautiful's website in the description, so if you want to check it out. It's not an affiliate link. I'm not affiliated with them. They didn't pay me to do a video or anything. I just bought the curriculum and I'm excited about it and I want to share it with you. So check that out. Let me know if you have any questions, and keep following for more videos as we go through this curriculum in the fall. We'll see you later. Bye.